is a particular kind of suffering that has no cause, no injury, no loss, no event that has actually happened, and yet the body tenses, the mind races, and the night is lost. All in service of something that exists nowhere except in your own head. We think of anxiety as something that arrives with a good reason, right? A diagnosis of a mental illness or a really bad accident. But in reality, that's not how anxiety works. For most people, anxiety is not an event, it is a habit, a small, quiet habit practiced daily until one day it becomes so big that you can no longer ignore it at all. 2000 years ago, a philosophy called Stoicism solved it brilliantly, and Seneca explains it very clearly in his own letters. And his answer is rarely complicated, as we all know that it is. In one of his letters to his friend Lucilius, Seneca makes an observation that should stop you in your tracks. I quote, "Those things you fear as if they were impending may never happen. Certainly, they have not happened yet. Some things then torment us more than they should, some sooner than they should, and some torment us that should not do so at all. Either we add to our own pain, or we make it up, or we get ahead of it." End quote. Sit with that for a moment. Seneca is not saying that suffering isn't real. He is saying that we have a strange self-defeating talent. The talent of arriving at our own suffering early, of experiencing the pain of an event before the event even happened. You can call it preponing suffering, but ultimately you bring the pain forward, even though it may belong in the future, and you make yourself live through it now in advance for free, for no good reason. Think of the exam you dreaded for a week, sleepless nights, the stomach that wouldn't settle, and then it got postponed suddenly. All of that anguish spent on nothing. Not even real suffering for event, suffering as rehearsal for something that doesn't even matter. This is not unlucky, it is not fate, it is a pattern, and patterns can be seen, and what can be seen can be interrupted. There is a seduction to worry. It disguises itself as diligence. It tells you that if you turn a problem over enough times in your mind, you are somehow protecting yourself from it. That vigilance is a form of control. It is not. Worry changes nothing about the outcome. It only guarantees that you suffer twice, once in imagination and again if the event ever actually occurs in reality. A calm mind untouched by this rehearsal is not a careless mind. It is simply a mind that has refused to pay a debt that was never due. Here Seneca anticipates the obvious objection. Fine, you might say some fears are imaginary, but what about the ones that aren't? What about the danger that is actually coming? His answer is a method, not a solace. He writes, I quote, "How am I to know whether the causes of my anxiety are real or empty? Here is your measuring stick. We are tormented either by things past or by things to come or both. Concerning things present, it is easy to make a judgment. If your body is at liberty and healthy, if you're not in any pain from any injury, then we can wait and see what is to come. Today is not an issue." Notice what he's doing. He's narrowing your attention to the only place suffering can occur. The present, not the past, which is already fixed and cannot be changed by worry, not the future, which has not happened and may never happen exactly as you imagine, only now. And in the present moment, stripped of imagination and any worries, most of us, in this instance, are completely fine. This is the measuring stick. Is the danger here, now in front of you? Or is it a shape your mind has built out of a future that hasn't arrived yet, out of silly rumors you heard or unnecessary thoughts you had? Much of what we fear, Seneca reminds us, arrives to us as a rumor, second-hand, exaggerated, untested and unverified. We inherit anxieties the way we inherit gossips, uncritically and at full volume, with no use. You might ask, why does any of this matter? Why not just let the mind run as it runs? Because a life spent bracing for what has not happened is not really being lived. It is a kind of debt paid in advance, in installments, every single day. The exam that never came, the disaster that never landed, the conversation that never went the way you rehearsed at 2 a.m. All of it is borrowed pain, paid to a future that never collected the debt. Seneca is not asking you to stop caring about it. He's asking to stop paying attention. Paying attention to it twice. The present moment is more often than not survivable. It is the only mind reaching forward into fog and calling what it finds certain that makes it otherwise. We also as a species love to create certainty in our life even though it never can exist. Just like the rules say, change is the only constant. So nothing can be certain as well. So the next time the dread arrives, before the event, before the evidence, before anything that has actually happened, ask yourself Seneca's question: is this today or is this merely a story about tomorrow, told to me by a mind that took rehearsal for reality? Most of the time, you know the answer. So anyways, thanks for watching and I hope to see you the next time.